Hi, how are you? I'm Anthony from Cypher House, and today I'm back with some more of Vehemusical. So far we solved the conducting alloys puzzle, which went pretty well, and we solved the dead cells puzzle, which was challenging. I stumbled a bit at the ending on that one, but overall I really did enjoy both of these puzzles, so I'm excited to jump into the next one, which is Fast Lane. Lights up on a slightly dodgy-looking amusement park. The team aimlessly pokes at a fortune-telling robot until, without warning, it springs to life. Greetings, I am the amazing Karnak. I was designed to predict the exact place and time of someone's death. Sounds a little morbid for a puzzle hunt. Doesn't it? By the way, may I suggest you ride the Cyclone? Is it trying to lead me to my death? The Cyclone is massive. Other coasters each only form a fraction of its length, starting from top left and going clockwise. Here's a pearl of wisdom as you ride it. Watch out for unmarked holes at turns in the track. Asterisk. Clues ignore leading articles. Okay. Mosu, perhaps? And yeah, these seem to be amusement parks. So I'm guessing I'm getting coasters from each. I think the pictures probably roughly correspond to the names of the coasters. Like, there's probably some serpent coaster or something at one of these. So I think that's going to be my first challenge, is to identify all of the coasters from these various parks and match them to pictures. Then, is this Moss U? Was there a hint that told us this was Moss U? Pearls of Wisdom? Pearls is a Moss U term. Yeah, Pearls is another name for Moss U. So that's our hint that this is a Moss U puzzle. And then I think we have to put... What do we? We put the coasters' names along our Moss U path, starting in the top left and going clockwise, as it says here. And then we watch out for unmarked holes at turns in the track. That's something about extraction, so we're going to think more about that at the end. I'm tempted to start by just trying to solve the Moss U puzzle. In fact, I think I'm gonna. In Moss U, you have to draw one continuous path that goes through all of the circles. On the black circles, the path has to turn, and it's not allowed to turn immediately before or after touching the black cell, so it has to go at least 2 in whatever direction it goes. On the white circles, you have to go straight through. You're not allowed to turn on them, but you have to turn either immediately before or immediately after the white circle. So this one can't keep going straight, it has to turn there. See, this is probably the easy part for me, solving the logic puzzle. It's going to be, I imagine, a little bit tougher for me to identify all the roller coasters. And now we should be right around the point where we're ready to finish up. There we go. So that should be the solved Moss U puzzle. Start identifying these coasters now, I think. I'm going to type a maybe like 1 or 2 word description of each of these pictures. So we have some sort of snake. It might be Cobra. Ancient soldier. What is this here? I think it's a map. We have some company logo guy. We have some sort of demon elderly man. We have the inside of an airplane. And we have airplane outside. And then lastly, we have an eagle. Let's start with Dollywood. I've actually been to Dollywood. Which of these seems like it could be one of our pictures? The wild eagle. Also, that could mean that they are alphabetized in the pictures. All right, let's go to La Ronde. La Ronde coasters. Do any of these seem like any of our pictures? Maybe Le Cobra? That would be a snake. Oh, we're told that these ignore leading articles. Yeah, clues ignore leading articles. Well, the clues ignore them. Does that mean that we ignore them when we enter them in the train track? We ignore the lay for alphabetization purposes, but I'm not sure if we ignore it in the track or not. So I'm gonna do both just in case. Let's do Sesame Place, Philadelphia. Vapor Trail? Yeah, okay, so that's our picture of this airplane that's flying through the sky, probably. Let's try Casino Pier. What is a Hydrus? Ah, is Hydrus our map picture of the snake? Yeah, I think this might be our Hydrus. Carowinds. There is a coaster called Copperhead Strike. I wonder if that is what should actually be here instead of Lake Cobra? Okay, I'm gonna try a different one. Let's try this Adventureland New York. There's the Rattlesnake coaster. So we have another snake. Why are there so many coasters named after snakes? Oh, you know what? It's Turbulence, isn't it? This picture of the inside of an airplane is our picture of Turbulence. Let's try Six Flags Great Adventure next. Jersey Devil. I'm pretty sure this picture is a picture of the Jersey Devil. Let's use our image search real quick. Oh, no, it's apparently a picture of Rougarou, which is also a roller coaster, at Cedar Point. Okay, well, I got this one accidentally. Let's actually, while we're here, let's do a reverse image search on this guy. Ricochet. Okay, so we need a park that has a roller coaster called Ricochet. The Ricochet coaster is in Carowinds. I should also probably identify which company logo this is. This is the Discord Nitro logo? So we need a coaster called Nitro somewhere. Actually, here it is. It's at Six Flags Great Adventure, which I still had open. All right, so I just need a coaster from Alton Towers and a coaster from Kings Island. We need to satisfy our picture of the ancient soldier and our picture of the elderly man. Is this a specific elderly man? It's apparently Clem Smiler. Ah, yes, Alton Towers has a coaster called the Smiler. Okay, so that just leaves Kings Island with our ancient soldier person here. Let me do a reverse image search on that and see. It looks like Goliath. So does Kings Island have a coaster called Goliath? I don't see it. Goliath is a coaster at Six Flags Great America. Well, what did I have there? I had Nitro. So does Kings Island have a coaster called Nitro? No. Could our snake be a Diamondback? Let me look at my La Ronde coasters again. Ah, La Ronde also has a coaster called Goliath. Okay, so La Ronde is actually Goliath. Kings Island is probably Diamondback. Actually, I'm going to reverse image this snake real quick and just double check that this is a, yeah, Diamondback snake. Okay, so I probably could have done that from the beginning and saved myself some trouble. And we are leaving Six Flags Great Adventure as Nitro. I think that sorts everything out. Let me count how many spaces are used on my path, and then I'm going to count how many letters are in my coasters, just to make sure that everything kind of matches up. I think I count 80 spaces on our track. Okay, yeah, I get exactly 80 letters if we don't use the leading article in the Smiler, so I'm going to get rid of that. Now, again, our flavor text said, as you ride it, watch out for unmarked holes at turns in the track. So I'm guessing the holes are the black pearls where we have to turn, but we're looking for turns that aren't marked black, but probably only the ones that could be marked black. So we're probably not considering turns like this, because you're not allowed to turn immediately right after or before a black circle. And I do still think that our answers are just going in the order that they were listed by amusement park. So that means we start with Hydrus in the top left corner at an H, because a black pearl could go there. So we go H-Y-D-R-U-S. Then we're on to Rougarou. R-O, we could have an O there. Then we have Smiler. S-M, we get an M. Nitro. N-I-T, now we go to Goliath. G-O, now Wild Eagle, we get a W. I-L, and lastly, Turbulence, T-U-R. Okay, that worked pretty good. We have Home to Prowler. Home to Prowler. Let's see if our intermediate answer checking gives us something for that. Keep going. So we probably need a coaster, I would guess, called Prowler. There is a Prowler wooden coaster at a park called Worlds of Fun in Kansas City. So let's try Worlds of Fun. Worlds of Fun is correct! Hooray! Alright, that was a pretty enjoyable puzzle. I really like roller coasters, so it was fun to see a puzzle that involved a number of coasters. I also really like Moss U's, so it was fun to have a puzzle that involved that as well. Alright, let's take a look at Marketplace Disaster. Lights up! The team enters to see a young boy sitting outside of an ice cream shop, half-heartedly licking a cone of vanilla ice cream. Hey bud, what's wrong? The boy tears up. Mother's making me sell Milky White! I can't! I just can't! Hey, don't worry, I'm sure we can come up with something to help. I don't know what it is, but something about this hunt just brings out the theater kid in me. At the marketplace, each vendor has an eye on a specific bowl to buy. As poor Jack wanders the marketplace, he tries desperately to come up with a way to avoid selling his beloved cow Milky White. What should he do to convince the stall owners not to buy Milky White? But if they don't buy Milky White, he won't get his magic beans. So what happens if I just start interacting with stuff? Let's just say guess. Please input a guess. Okay, we need 6 letters, so let's just try... cipher. Guess. Results. Cows. Bulls. Ah, is this like Mastermind? Is a cow, like correct letter, wrong place, and bowl is correct letter, correct place, maybe? So what if can I just do that? Okay, so there's no A's, there is a D, so bowl is correct letter, correct place. Cow is correct letter, wrong place. So we have a D, an E, we have an N, and a U. So D, E, N, and U in some order. So probably Dune? Yes, okay, so we found game 2's answer is Dune. We have 18 of these games to play, so this might take a little time. Okay, I'm trying to spread out my guesses a little bit more. We have 2 letters from A, B, C, D, E, F, just to check a bunch of them more or less at the same time. I'm guessing, what, A and E might be... Yeah, so we have an A and an E here. We have 1 letter from G, H, I, J, K, L. So I'm going to try anagramming these. A, E, L, M, R, V. Okay, Marvel's correct. So, can I glean anything from these answers so far? Marvel and Dune? What did our flavor text say? These are specific bowls. There is apparently a bowl in Marvel called Man Bowl. Alright, I'm gonna get a few more before putting too much effort into figuring out what's going on there. Okay, I think we have these letters for this one. A, D, G, I, N, R, W, K. Darkwing. Darkwing Duck Bowl. So this is apparently a bowl called Taurus Bulba. So I do think there's probably a bowl in like each of these franchises that I need to also identify. The thing is, Marvel's so vast, I wouldn't be surprised if there are multiple, but we'll see. What's the bowl in Dune called? Yeah, I'm thinking it's this Salusan Bowl. All right, I'm gonna go to the next one here. Hopefully things just start to become more clear. So we have the letters E, S, U, Z this time. Probably Zeus. So maybe maybe these aren't all, like, franchises. Maybe they're, like, enemies? Or maybe they're just, like, things in the same genre. Apparently Europa was abducted by Zeus while in the form of a bowl. So I do think the first letter of these are going to spell something, which probably most likely means I have one of these first ones wrong. All right, let's just keep going to game 5. Looks like this time we have the letters E, E, L, O, P, R, R, X. Explorer. So a bowl associated with Explorer. You know, this is like the second or third time that I've seen one of these bowls pop up. Are these like bowls for sale? Is this relevant? If I search for the bowl Marvel, there's a lot of them. There's apparently a bowl in Dora the Explorer called Benny. Maybe that's what I need? Okay, I'm going to attempt the next 3 games at the same time. They all contain an A. All right, I think we have all the letters for the middle one here. Let me just try Leaf. Yeah, Leaf is correct. Okay, I'm no longer sure that these are franchises. I don't know what Leaf is. ABCJOS. Jacobs. So this bottom one has the letters A, C, F, I, P, S, T. Pacifist. Let's try Leaf Bowl. The story of Ferdinand. Oh, Ferdinand is a bowl written by the author Munro Leaf. I can't tell if I'm just making random connections or if I'm onto something. Could we be looking for players from the Chicago Bulls? I keep getting hits for this Holstein Association Marketplace series. Ferdinand is also coming up as the Pacifist Bowl, so maybe that's an answer for both Leaf and Pacifist? Oh my god, I just realized that all these pictures we've been given every time we get it correct are probably the bowls that we're supposed to be identifying. How dumb of me to ignore these. But this is definitely Benny Bowl. This is, I saw in one of my other searches, this is the White Bowl, I think. This one here was Taurus Bulba. I wonder if the specific bowls that show up for my answer are in some way relevant, because it seems like every time that I enter Leaf, for example, these same 4 bowls are going to show up. Oh, I just noticed they're even named. Like, I don't even have to guess. When I just mouse over them, they kind of give me the name of each of these things. So who is this? This is Man Bowl. So we know Man Bowls from Marvel. I thought that each bowl might represent a letter of the alphabet, but Benny is an L here, and Benny is a J here. Ah, you know what? I do think each bowl represents a letter of the alphabet. This one is either an R or an E. Okay, so I think we need to associate our bowls with a letter, then we need to associate our bowls with one of the answers to the game, and then that will spell out our final answer. Big Bowl, Big Bowls, plural, and Mantar, which are in some order the letters D, U, and N. Now we have Darkwing, which only shares one letter with Dune. So that has to be Big Bowl. Big Bowl is the letter D, I think. So I'm using these to slowly unravel which bowl is which letter. Oh, I just noticed Darkwing and Dune actually share the D and the N. So I have to be a little bit careful because one of those is Big Bowl and one of those is Big Bowls. Hold on, can I actually disambiguate easier? So currently I can't tell between M, V, and L by just looking like this. But if I do just a bunch of V's, that only gives me Taurus Bulba. So does that mean Taurus Bulba is the V? Okay, so this should make it a lot easier to disambiguate. It's not as much of a logic puzzle as just checking all the things real quick. Okay, so I just finished, for the first several, assigning the letters to the bowls just through guess and check. Like I would just enter a bunch of A's, Benny comes up, so I assumed Benny was an A. But I just noticed, literally from that one, that probably just means these are in alphabetical order by the letters in the word. So, like, is Big Bowl what I have for D? Yeah. So, this is not as hard as I'm making it out to be. I'm just kind of doing everything in maybe the longest, hardest way possible. And now we have an index of our bowls. Alright, finally, I've grabbed all of the bowls for the puzzles that we've solved so far up to game 8. We still don't have an H, Q, or a Y. So I'm kind of tempted to just go through all the other puzzles real quick and just spam those letters to see if there's any bowls in any of them. That way I have my full list of bowls and I can just kind of focus on solving the games and pairing them up. Here's one that has an H. The Elmer the Bowl in game 17. Here's a Q. We have Rocky the Bowl. There's a Y. Bulldozer. Okay, so I have all my bowls, one for each letter of the alphabet. I've identified my first 8 descriptions, and I'm pretty confident in Man Bowl, Salusan, Taurus Bulba. Europa we now know is not quite right, because that's not one of our options here. I like Ferdinand here and here, and I like Benny there. So if we change these bowls then into their letters, we get that Man Bowl is a G, the Sulsan Bowl is an I, Zeus's Bowl. Could Zeus's Bowl be the White Bowl? Ah, Zeus transformed himself into a white bowl? Oh, Zeus approached her in the form of a bowl. Okay. So we have give something. This is what Jack has to do to avoid the market vendors buying Milky White. Alright, let's solve a few more games then. Get a few more letters now. Okay, we have duck for game 9. And I think that's Taurus Bulba again, isn't it? Alright, let's do games 10, 11, and 12 all at once. Alright, I think we have our letters for the next ones. 10 is AAACDLN. That gives us Caledon. The next one has letters ADEELNNQSU. That gives us Queensland. And then we have ADDEEILRV, which gives Daredevil. Start with Caledon Bowl. It looks like the Dune stuff is coming up again. So this is the Salusan Bowl. Maybe this is going to be Mooving in some way. Is Jacobs associated with Black Bull of Norway? The Black Bull of Norway is an angelicized version by Joseph Jacobs. Okay, so I do think that gives me an M. So this is the bowl that's associated with letter N. Let me do reverse image search real quick. Yeah, this is the bowl from West Rockhampton, Queensland. And now Daredevil, I'm guessing, is the Marvel Daredevil, and that this is the Marvel's Man Bowl again. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this could be spelling give a moving speech. And I'm going to just try that as the answer before even trying these last few puzzles. Give a moving speech. Of course, Jack should give a moving speech, and so should you. Write us an incredibly moving speech, and bonus points if you have a member of your team record themselves giving it. Once you've done, email it to movingspeechcommittee@gmail.com with the subject line, give a moving speech, and cross your fingers that the moving speech committee is, well, moved. Also, please include your team name and let us know if you want your speech included in the wrap-up. Okay, I guess we have to give a moving speech now. First things first, we should draft up our moving speech in Moogle Docs. I've got a list of the 75 best utterly hilarious cow puns, so let's see how many of these we can include in a moving speech. Alright, I think I have my speech written. Now the only thing that's left to do is deliver it. Heifers and gentle bulls, I want to thank you for tuning into my speech on MooTube. It is my hope that this speech will rejuvenate you, but I know it's past your bedtime, so I won't milk it for all that it's worth. Now, I know some of you have beef with each other. It's been utter chaos in the farmyard lately, a straight-up cattle battle. But I want to ensure all of you that you are not only seen, but heard. You are all in your own way outstanding in your field. Now, I know the stakes are high, but together we can calculate a solution. Enjoy the music or pull a Moodini on this whole situation. But I know you've heard this bull before, so rest assured that I would never steer you wrong. Thank you. Alright, so now the only thing to do is to send that video off to movingspeechcommittee@gmail.com. Okay, I just got a response from the Moving Speech Committee. Hi, Cypher House. Our auto-reply is off at the moment while the Moving Speech Committee is on vacation, but I did manage to reach out to the Dairy Godmother. She said that she loved your speech and that you should submit her as the answer to this puzzle. Best of luck with the rest of the hunt. We enjoyed your YouTube video. Vehemence. Okay, so let's go back to Marketplace Disaster and try the Dairy Godmother. The Dairy Godmother was correct, so we solved this puzzle. That was an utterly hilarious puzzle. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the other puzzles in this hunt. Let me know your thoughts about the Vehemusical hunt so far. I've been having a great time with it, and I look forward to seeing what else they have in store for me. Until next time, I hope that everybody has a great day, and as always, happy escaping. Bye!